Hey everybody, it's me, the Universe Traveler, and I'm here to play one of my most favorite games of all time for my first, probably first, Let's Play here on the channel. As you can see by the title screen, it's my favorite game of all time. It's Dead Space, released for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2008, I believe, and a PC release later on. It is one of my all-time favorite games, and I'm very excited to share it with you today. So for this playthrough, we're just going to be doing a very casual, very nonchalant run, and we'll just go through and I'll just show you how I usually go about playing the game and gush about why I love it so much. So before we get into it, let's go to subtitles, make sure those are on. Go into new game. And for now, we'll just go into medium and enjoy. Oh, first gotta adjust device settings here. Let's see. About there. Alright, let's get into it. And for this playthrough, I will be letting cutscenes and dialogue play, so that way we can enjoy it all together as a group.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. It's strange. Such a little thing.
How many times you watched that thing? Guess you really miss her. Don't worry, we're almost there. You'll be able to look her up once we're on board. Sounds like you do have a lot of catching up to do.
All right, everyone, we're here. Sinking our orbit now.
All this trouble over that chunk of rock.
Deep space mining is a lucrative business, Ms. Daniels. Aegis 7 is a gold mine according to prospectors' reports. Cobalt, silicon, osmium. Now, where is she? There she is. We have visual contact.
So that's Ishimura. Impressive.
The USG Ishimura. Biggest planet cracker in her class. And it looks like they already popped the cork.
Why is it all dark? I don't see any running lights.
Corporal, take us in closer and hail them. And stay clear of that debris field. We're here to fix their ship, not the other way around.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellion responding to your distress call. Come in, Ishimura.
You're gonna need to boost the signal if it power's low.
Yes, we know. Boost the signal. More.
Never heard of a total communications blackout on one of these things. You'd think with 1,000 people on board, someone would pick up the phone.
What is that?
It's a busted array like we thought. Sounds like they're having problems with their encoder. You get us down there and Isaac and I can fix it. 48 hours max.
All right, you heard the lady. Take us in. Let's see what needs fixing.
Gravity tethers engaged. Automatic docking procedures a go.
What the hell?
Sir, the auto dock.
What is it?
We're off track. We're gonna hit the hull.
Hit the blast shields. Their guidance tether's damaged. Switch to manual, now!
Inside the magnetic field? Are you insane? Abort!
No! We can make it inside! Corporal, gave you an order.
The field's too strong!
Is everyone okay?
What? What the hell were you thinking? Were you trying to get us killed?
I just saved our asses, Miss Daniels. If we had aborted at that speed and distance, we'd have smashed right into the side of the Ishimura. Now settle down, let's get to work. Corporal, report.
I'm not getting any readings from the port booster, and we've lost comms and autopilot. It'll take some time to fix.
All right, let's get some extra hands from flight deck to help out.
Hold still, Isaac. I'm syncing up everyone's rig with the ship. Okay, we're done. Clean bill of health for everyone.
All right, we've still got a job to do. We're moving out.
All right, now we're into it. And right off the bat, I just want to say, this is one of my favorite character designs in video games of all time. This suit in particular. As we go through the game, we'll be getting more suits for Isaac as we play. But this suit in particular is one of my favorites. Just in the game and in video games in general. I love this costume so much. The detail on it, the overall design, it's really, really nice. Like my favorite details include the name tag right there you can see on his chest. And the fact that he has his tools up on his shoulder so that way he can easily reach them when he's working on stuff. I love that so much. This game is chock full of details like that in the environments and the characters themselves, and I just adore it so much. I'll go through and point them out as we find them, but yeah, it's one of my favorite bits of this game so much.
Use run to move quickly.
Alright, before we leave the ship, grab your little med kit right there, and we'll head on out.
You didn't lose power to the port booster. You lost the port booster. Unbelievable.
And is now the oldest serving, with 62 years of continuous service. It holds the record for highest number of planet cracks, with 34 to date, and highest dead weight of refined product at 14 trillion kilotons and counting. Whether you'll be joining us aboard the
Guess the power's
Ishimura
down everywhere.
or strengthening the
Isaac,
extraction
get over here and
workforce
hack the
on
door pad.
Colony, the captain and crew would like to welcome you, and we hope your stay is a pleasant one. Concordance Extraction Company, powering humanity into the future.
Alright, and as you can see from that scene there, but the basic gist of this series is humanity has basically gone out into the reaches of space and has resorted to basically ripping planets apart to find resources. And the ship that we're on here, the Ishimura, is like the flagship of their planet cracking class ships. Can't do anything with that there yet. Let's see, pick up some of this stuff here. Money, health kits.
Seems like everyone was trying to pack in a hurry.
There should be a security detail in here.
Yeah? Well, there's not. There's nobody here. I can't pick up any broadcasts.
But that security console's still live. Isaac, log in and see what you can find. Kendra, get that elevator back online.
Power's dead. I can't.
Then reroute the damn power! Look, if we all cooperate, we can figure this out a lot sooner. Let's get that computer display up, Isaac.
Use the locator system to find
And so this is a very unique feature to the Dead Space series itself. You click down the right thumbstick here, and you basically get a little line pointing you to where your next objective is. A very handy feature when it comes to exploring and, you know, looking around the environment. It's very nifty. And as we go on, I do want to plan to get into details to, you know, why I started playing the game and all that stuff. But I want to kind of save that till we get to a point where we, I have a bit of time to talk. Because this beginning part of the game here is a little front-loaded with some cutscenes and dialogue that I kind of want to just let play out.
Huh, that doesn't look good. She's taken a lot of damage.
The tram system's offline. Getting around's gonna be difficult. The air seems to be flowing again. That's a start.
What the hell was that?
Automatic quarantine must have tripped when the filtration system restarted. Everybody relax.
What was that? Did you hear that?
Not sure.
What the hell? I don't know. Something's in the room with us.
Jesus! Open fire! Open fire! Get the power! Get up!
Come on. Got it!
Isaac, get the hell out of there!
The door's unlocked! Run!
Run, Isaac! Get the hell out of there!
There's our introduction to the Necromorphs. Those are our enemies for the game. Those were standard garden variety Necromorphs called slashers. We'll be seeing a lot of them as we progress through the game.
Here's a list of enemies for extra damage.
And we're going to be hearing a lot of that throughout this beginning part of the game too. This game was pretty unique at the time when it was released, touting that in order to kill enemies, you couldn't just, you know, riddle them full of bullets. You had to be strategic with your shots by dismembering them. And in this first chapter, they let you know that that is what you need to do a lot.
Use basics to knock back an enemy for a quicker escape.
And that is something you'll be using a bit throughout this game. Unlike in later games, the melee is more used for crowd control. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet. This is the first time I'm using a real like audio interface to listen to this, and it's crazy. I can actually hear this guy's dialogue super crisply and clearly. It's amazing. There's one. Alright. Try and open the door. There we go. Alright, just like that, enemies down. Give it an extra stomp for good measure, and we're good to go. And this weapon here, the first weapon that we get, is the plasma cutter. It's basically a bog standard, run-of-the-mill version of like a pistol for this game. At the start, it can hold about 10 shots, and when you fire, it fires a standard vertical shot like this. And every weapon has an alt fire mode where if you press the shoulder button, it does, you know, it has an alt fire. It'll do something special. In the plasma cutter's case, you press the alt fire button, it rotates the head to a horizontal orientation, perfect for shooting the legs off of necromorphs. Spooky. The game loves to do stuff like this, where it'll throw you into a dead end, and then it'll surprise you with a jump scare. This game loves to do that stuff. So something to be wary as you press forward if you decide to play the game for yourself. And I really hope that through this, you'll hopefully decide to pick up the game for yourself and play it for yourself.
This is Benson. Everybody listen up. They're using the vents. That's how they're getting around the ship. Stay away from down. Get back. Get back.
Isaac! Isaac! God, I can't believe you made it.
Isaac, we ran into more of them on the way over here. Are you okay?
More what? What the hell are those things? Is that the crew?
Keep your voice down. Whatever they are, they're not friendly, and half the doors on this ship are locked because of the quarantine. Now, we have to get to the bridge. But first, we gotta repair the tram system.
You're crazy, Hammond. You're gonna get us all killed.
If you listen to me, I will get you out of here alive. Now, what's wrong with the tram?
The data board is fried, but there should be a spare in the maintenance bay. There's also a broken tram blocking the tunnel that needs to be repaired. Damn it, everything is on the other side of this quarantine. We can't reach it from here.
No, we can't. But you can. Isaac, if I can get to the bridge, I should be able to access the personnel files. You fix the tram, and I'll help you find Nicole.
Use the map screen to check objectives and important locations.
All right, now we got basically our mission objective for the rest of this first chapter. And something else I want to point out about this game that I absolutely love about it is if you watched that cutscene and looked at the characters, if you looked at Hammond and Kendra in the background there, you'll notice that as they were moving, their models were moving over there on the other side of the platform. They were moving in the vidlog screen as well. And I believe, if my observations are leading me down the right path, I believe that most of these cutscenes are done in real time. So as those characters were animating over there, it was actually being displayed on the vidlog screen. And to me, that's just impressive. For a game that came out in 2008, this game it still looks just incredible. It is amazing the kind of things that they managed to do in this game. I'm just blown away by it. Alright, so our first objective... actually, real quick, before we go on, and I apologize if I sound a little awkward, I originally wanted to do this, to start these Let's Plays a long time ago, but unfortunately, things happened to get in the way, and right now I'm recovering from a bit of a respiratory bug that that some people managed to give to me about a month ago, and I've gotten better, but I can't manage to shake this cough. For all I know, I managed to catch the virus that's been going around lately. So if I may pause for a second or two, that's just me getting the coughs out, and I apologize for that. There's just some things I can't help it. So real quick, Y and the select button on the controller bring up your menu. Y brings up the brings up your inventory, where all your items are displayed. Your ammo and your health are displayed here, along with every weapon that you have, along with the hotkeys that they're mapped to. It also displays the money that you have and the nodes that you'll collect throughout your adventure. We'll get into those a little bit later. And here, exclusive to Dead Space 1, is the map. This map is the entire map of the chapter that you're currently playing in, and it maps out all the save points, the workbenches, shops, and current objectives. And it also displays all the air stations along the way. Now this feature was included in this version of the game, and I think they just got rid of it for the rest of the series, because in this game you're running around in a local area and you're going to and coming back certain areas a lot. So it kind of makes sense that you would be able to sort of plan your routes as you go through certain areas. And if you needed a refresher and trying to remember what would be along your path and planning accordingly, the map would be a useful feature to have. In later games, the stories became a bit more linear, and you're mostly going through unique areas for every chapter. So it didn't really necessitate a need for a map. So this is the only game that has it. And here you'll find your mission logs. Now, as you may have noticed so far, Isaac he's a man of few words. He doesn't say much of anything. But here, along with all your mission objectives and current mission objectives, you'll find these personal journal logs where he basically writes down his thoughts on the current situation that he finds himself in. So currently, we're here to replace a damaged tram, and I believe what we're going to be doing first is replacing the tram car and then getting the data board to replace getting a data board and putting it into the computer to run the tram system. And here you basically have a database. It's basically where all the audio logs, tutorials, and video logs are stored for later viewing. So as we come across a fork here in the road, we're going to go this way. Gotta follow the line.
Isaac, be careful. Shooting them in the body didn't seem to work. Go for the limbs. Dismember them. That should do the job.
Conserve ammo by dismembering enemy limbs and doing extra damage.
Just in case you didn't get it before, taking off enemy limbs is how you kill enemies. They give you a character to remind you and a tutorial to tell you. They really hammer it in right at the beginning here. Alright, so we basically get our first tool here. We have stasis.
Looks like that door is malfunctioning, Isaac. Try using the stasis module you just picked up.
Aim, press X, and anything that you hit with it will be slowed down temporarily. It's going to be used a lot in this game. It's used a lot for puzzles and very useful in combat as well. So best to get used to it, because you'll be using it a lot. Now, as I said before, I've been thinking about doing this Let's Play thing for a while, and originally I wanted to try streaming, but as a universe-hopping guy, not too often do I find myself in places that have reliably fast internet. So, you know, being able to just record little snippets of me playing video games and, you know, being able to play them and then upload them as I can, just seemed more fitting. I would like to be able to stream one day, but for right now, this is as best as I can manage. So, hopefully you guys will join me on this trip and enjoy the ride.
Your stasis module should be able to help you with that arm mechanism.
Alright, so here we are. So this is where the broken tram car is, and the replacement is going to come up from there. Now we take these little arms, we move them across, it grabs a hold, pulls it in. We activate this one here. And it's steady, it's stable. Over here. Ah, here's our first power node. Excellent. Again, I'll go into detail about what those do later on. Oh. Phone. Got him. Now, when you shoot a necromorph, you want to make sure that it's dead. If you saw right there, it did a little falling animation after I shot its leg. That's the game trying to fool you into thinking that you killed it, when in reality it's still alive. You have to be really careful around these things, because there's a good chance where you'll knock one down, and then it will just jump right back up and attack you. Now that arm is malfunctioning. It didn't do the countdown like the other arm did, and it's not remaining clamped. This is where our stasis module is going to come in.
Listen up, car 8 is trashed. We managed to get it back to the repair depot, but now the autoloader is fried. I need a stasis module brought down here now. If we don't get this piece of shit off the tracks, it's going to jam up the whole system.
Alright, now here's a fun surprise. Go up here to pick up this money. Guy pops out of the vent. It's a good indicator to keep an eye on the vents, and if you see dust puff out of the vents, that's usually a good indicator that there's an enemy going to pop out of there. Alright, what we're going to do is stasis it, run up here to the control panel, and there you go.
Replacing damaged tram car. Please stand by.
Let's take a better view of this.
Isaac, you did it. The tram is blocking the whole system. When you get the computer online, you'll be able to call the tram from the control room. Faster the better. I can hear something crawling around out there.
Nice. See you over there.
Time replacement complete.
Okay. Almost got me. Didn't get me. Almost got me. I apologize if if sound quality might be... Hang on. If sound quality might be a little hinky right now. As you can tell with the first Let's Play, you kind of have to adjust things as you go. So as I sit here and, you know, play through the game, I want to make sure that things are as comfortable as possible. But that's how you go. Just like how when you stream for the first time, you're basically trying to figure out things as you play. It's basically how this is going to be. Love the sound design on these monsters. They're so good. I could sing this game's praises till the end of time. It's a lot of love went into this game. I love it so much. Although I think now would be a good opportunity to fire that off. Whoops. To talk about like my personal history with this game. Let's see. I first heard about this game in Game Informer magazine. See, it was back in 2007, I think. I remember seeing articles for this game when it was first being announced, and back then I wasn't really into horror games as I am now. But horror always fascinated me. I thought it was a very interesting genre.
Isaac, I've patched into the deck security system. It took some work, but I've got the door to the maintenance bay unlocked. The data board should be somewhere inside.
And I always found it really fascinating. So when I saw this game being advertised, I thought it was really interesting. I mean, it's like zombies in space, and I love space. I love zombies, and yeah, it hooked me right away. I wouldn't be able to play this game until much later after it was released. I would say around 2014, maybe. Somewhere.
Isaac, you still need to find the data board to the tram computer. It's in the maintenance bay.
I'm getting there, Kendra. I'm telling a story. Jeez. Yeah, I watched and beheld this game when it came out, and I wouldn't be able to play any game in the series until Dead Space 2 when it came out in 2011, and I managed to get an Xbox 360 and play it on that. And then I wouldn't play this game until much later. And as I've been playing through this series, I've sort of found myself coming back to this game more than the sequels. No real particular reason why. Well, now that I think about it, I think it's just the easiest one for me to pick up and play. But real quick, this here is a guy. He's taking a nap. So, you know, you don't really want to disturb these guys when they take their naps because they get really cranky and they want to kill you. So you want to be wary about the guys taking their naps.
This is Benson, Tram Engineering. We think we figured it out. Smith killed one. Listen, forget about shooting him in the body. You gotta cut off the limbs. Grab a cutter, anything like that. Cut him apart.
And there's your fourth reminder to cut off their limbs. Again, really gotta tell you.
Isaac, it's Kendra. It looks like the door to the storage room is locked. There should be a key somewhere in the maintenance bay.
I know, I'm going there. Sheesh. Alright, as soon as you step into here, this guy hops over the railing and charges at you. And then this guy hops over here. I think that's it for now. And since I've played this game the first time, I've played this game several times. Not to like, you know, oh, there it is. Not to like be super prideful or brag about it, but I don't know, I've played this game enough times that I've kind of memorized where most of the enemies appear at, if you can believe that. So I will for sure be pointing out where some of the enemies will pop out and where some of the jump scares will be. Granted, I probably won't be pointing out every jump scare and every enemy encounter, mostly just due to the fact that maybe I'll be talking about something else, or I want to leave a few surprises for you, the viewer, as we play. Maybe to catch you off guard a little bit there. But rest assured, I won't intentionally throw too many of y'all into a jump scare too often. I'll usually call them out when they come up. But there are a few of them that I will just let play through because it's part of the experience. And some of them really deserve to just let play out because they're absolutely incredible in their execution. Right, so we need we need the key for that. Right, so we're gonna go. That's right, we go to the elevator. I could have just hit the button. Looks, but what's the fun in that, right? Alright, got some ammo here. Another guy taking a nap. Let's see. Come on. There we go. And we've already encountered the first major problem with with me playing in normal. If you have at least any sort of proficiency with your shots, you'll find yourself running low on space to the point where you're going to have to trade in and trade up certain items. Oh, there it is. And find yourself, giving certain items priority when it comes to carrying what, as any true survival horror game is like. You have to manage your inventory and all that. And if you play with any proficiency like this, you're going to find yourself over inundated with certain items. So if you end up in a situation like that, you just feel free to dump whatever you don't need onto the floor. Alright. And normally, I'd read these out to y'all, but considering the fact that my throat isn't really allowing me to do too much, I'll just let you guys pause this and read for yourself. When I originally attempted this Let's Play, I read the entire logs out just for fun. But I'm still dealing with this weird cough, and quite honestly, I'd rather save my commentary for, other things aside from reading. So if you want to, you can just pause that and read for yourself. And as I say that I play this game and that I'm rather proficient in dealing with enemies, I am more than prepared for the moment where I just whiff every single shot. I know it's going to happen at some point. And these guys are very generous with the money drops. Alright, go here. key on the door. And we're in. Data board's right here. Nice. Alright, before we leave, we're gonna go and pick up some items. Let's see. There we go. Pick up a node. Alright.
Use power nodes to upgrade your weapons and rig.
There we go. Thank you, game. So all the power nodes that you collect they're basically your currency for upgrading weapons and your rig, as well as other tools in your arsenal. So for right now, all we have is the plasma cutter, our health, as well as our air meter for when we go into vacuums, and our stasis module. We just have these things to us, and each of these things has their own specific attributes that we can upgrade. So for our stasis, we can upgrade the amount of energy that we have, which is basically the ammo count for the stasis, as well as the duration for how long it lasts. For the rig, again, your air meter basically increases how long, the duration you have, or the amount of time you have in a vacuum before you suffocate and die, and your overall health. And the plasma cutter, and basically any weapon, has damage output, ammo capacity, reload speed, and firing speed. It's a very general, very broad attributes that most of these weapons have. Certain weapons will have very specific upgrade points to them, and we'll get into those when we find them, or at least if we ever come across them. Because, spoiler alert, for this playthrough, I'm only going to be using 3 weapons throughout the entire game, and we will be getting, when we get to those weapons, I'll describe in detail how they operate and why I choose those 3 weapons in particular. But for right now, can't see I'm blocking the screen, but your node count is behind me on the right. And looking at the roadmap and how many nodes you have, you'll be able to plan out what you want to put them towards. So for right now, we'll upgrade the plasma cutter's damage and just go from there. It's also a smart idea to always keep a power node on you. Always keep just one on you, just in case you come across another node bench or a node-based door, which we will get into in another chapter very soon. And when we get to it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
That's it, Isaac. Take the board back to tram control and slot it into the computer array. That should get the transfer from back online.
You'll notice that this method is a thing. This thing is a thing that we just had there. That event is a thing that this game loves to do. It loves to throw an enemy in front of you, and while you're distracted dealing with that enemy, they throw another enemy behind you to pincer you. And you need to be very wary of that when you decide to play the game, if you happen to play the game. Because the game, it loves to do that a lot, where it'll throw 2 enemies at you, one in front, one behind, and it'll basically put you in a pincer position. So you need to watch your back as often as, as much as you keep an eye ahead of you as well. that one kind of took me by surprise. that one that got me. So here's another little neat little detail that I love. This is a blast door that got stuck and failed to close, and you can see where the teeth are, where they go onto the floor, and where it comes in through here on the ceiling. Man, it's stuff like that that I adore. I love. Again, major props to the environment designers and the people who go into crafting the environments, who crafted the environments in this game. They are just absolutely brilliant. And moments like that, there are a ton of moments like that in this game. Chef's kiss. It's so good.
Tram control computer now online. Shipwide tram system reinitialized. All trams now operational. Tram arriving at flight deck station. Quarantine lifted.
All right, we're on board and heading to the bridge. Good work.
Strange. The quarantine just lifted.
Whatever was in the flight lounge must have left. That's lucky for us. Isaac, get back to the Kellion and prep it for launch. We'll find out what we can from the bridge and meet you there.
If we live that long. You're out of your league, Hammond. This is suicide. We're going to die out here.
Your lack of confidence in me is duly noted, Miss Daniels. But I have a mission to complete, and that's exactly what I am going to do, with or without you. Do we understand each other?
Just get us out of here alive.
Alright. So now we're going to go back to the ship and we're going to see if we can get it to fly. I highly doubt we will, but, you know, you gotta try. As we come up here to this next section, we're gonna get a scare from that necromorph up there, and we're gonna get pincered again. And there's a couple things I want to bring up here before we move on to this area. Move on from this area, I should say. So, anyways, walk up here. Guy hops down from the ceiling. Falls down, turn around. Got him. Alright, so make sure to collect all the items first. And a notable difference between the enemies in this game and its sequels. When you defeat an enemy in this game, it will drop the item that it's holding, and is another good indicator of knowing an enemy is dead. In later games, enemies will withhold all the items that they carry, and they will only drop it if you stomp them afterwards. Quick note here, this door here, coming through here after being chased and then coming back through here now, it is locked. This door will be unlocked in the second to last chapter in the game, when, spoiler alert, we're going to come back through here again. Because again, we're on a small, relatively small ship, and we'll be coming back through certain areas multiple times. But rest assured, we will be finding out what's behind this door.
Isaac, we made it to the bridge. It's a nightmare up here. No survivors. We're going to try to get to the command computer. Wish us luck.
And now that we have our stomp, as we saw earlier, we can now open up these boxes, which I probably should have pointed that out earlier. You use your stomp more often than not just to open up boxes that you find on the ground, because your melees are more often than not just used for crowd control. If you happen to get swarmed by an enemy, you want to use the wide swing of Isaac's throw here to, keep enemies away from you. It's mostly crowd control. You do not want to rely on this to deal damage. And just like the stomp, your stomp is really slow, there's a lot of wind up to it, and it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. It's mostly reserved for breaking open boxes, like I said before. So I kind of went through this a little bit earlier, but the enemies that you more than likely will be facing most often in this game are the slashers. They're the enemies that are bipedal and have the two blade-like arms. Those are the kind of necromorphs that you'll be seeing most often through this game. That enemy right there is called a leaper, and as its name would suggest, it attacks you by leaping at you from great distances. The thing about this one that makes it unique, though, is that in zero-gravity environments, you'll find these things clinging to ceilings and walls, and they will jump at you from ceilings and walls and attack you that way. These are the enemies that you'll be more than likely facing in those types of environments, along with a couple other enemies that we'll be seeing much later. So while we're here, yeah, let's do that. Why not? Oh, okay.
What the hell is happening down there? What happened to the shuttle?
That was our ride home. It's the only way off the ship.
Kendra.
No, Hammond! This changes everything!
Just let me think. Can you access the command computer?
It's no good. There's an executive lockdown of all primary systems. Without the captain's authorization, I can't access them.
Well, where's the captain?
Here he is. Captain Benjamin Mathias. Location? Med lab. Status? Deceased.
What? How?
I can't access that information. Find the captain and you'll find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack this computer wide open.
Damn it. Isaac, I'm sending the tram back to your location. Get to the medical deck and find that rig as fast as you can.
What was that?
Oh.
Alright, things aren't looking too good for Hammond. Or Kendra. Or us. All of us, for that matter. Our one ride home has now been destroyed. So now we basically need to find out what happened to the ship to cause it to be in this state. Ooh. There we go. All right. So as we come upon the end of the chapter here, I did want to sort of touch on what exactly I was kind of aiming for when doing these LPs. I mostly wanted to try and sort of capture the vibe of streaming, kind of like that, in Let's Play form. So from here on, it'll be kind of cool. Thank you. It'll be pretty casual. And I am aiming for at least about roughly an hour. About an hour of playtime for each part. I will do my best to try and hit that mark. And depending on how things go, some chapters might end up being cut in short. Being cut short or cut in half, or however it's going to fall. But I at least want people to get their money's worth when watching these videos. So anyways, new gameplay element. Here's the store. This is where you'll be spending most of your credits at. You'll be buying weapons, weapon ammo, buy power nodes, as well as med kits and air cans and all that other stuff. This is also where you'll find all of the downloadable content, none of which I will be using for this playthrough. I want to try and keep it as vanilla as possible for this run. But here's where you find most of it all. And if memory serves me right, I do have all of it, because I'm just that much of a fan of this game. I bought all the weapon DLC for it and all the suits. And not for nothing, the DLC is actually very nice. It's mostly just weapon packs and suit packs, some of which, more notably, the tank pack here. I think it's the tank pack. Is it the tank pack? No, here it is. The heavy damage pack. This is the downloadable content that helped get me through the impossible difficulty playthrough. This and the tank suit. The tank suit is a downloadable suit, has the highest defense in the entire game. That, coupled along with all the heavy damage weapons, basically you can steamroll through impossible like you're playing through on normal. It's that easy. The DLC makes it that easy. But for right now, we are going to buy the level 2 suit and upgrade that. So, unfortunately, this does mean I have to say goodbye to one of my favorite suit designs in the entire game, and one of my favorite character designs in video gaming. I love this suit so much. Love the details. It's amazing. But for right now, we got to get an upgrade if we plan on surviving. So let's get it on. Nice. And we'll buy a power node. Alright, cool. So, along with the cosmetic change that comes with the new suit, and the number of visor marks indicating what level of suit you have, as you can see, we have a level 2 suit. There are 2 slits in the helmet. A very neat detail. I don't know if it was intentional or not, because I think some of the later suits kind of forgo that. But if intentional, a very nice attention to detail. We have increased inventory slots. We have 3 additional slots now. And I believe it's... I don't know if it's 3 per suit upgrade. I don't think it is. Because it would be... Let's see. 3, then 3, 4, and then... No. And I think it increases incrementally as we go. But it's very helpful to get a new suit because you'll be able to carry more stuff. You get more pockets, essentially. But while we're here, we're also going to sell some stuff. So we're going to sell these med packs just to give us some more money and more inventory space. If you are attached to certain items and you don't want to sell them, thinking you might need them later, you can move things over here to the safe, where it'll just be stored, and when you can pick them up later. Weapons will go here, ammo goes here, health, etc., etc., as well as a couple other extra goodies that, when we get to them, I'll point them out. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it. This is the end of the first chapter. I'm very excited to play through this game, and I'm really excited to share my thoughts and feelings on it. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this playthrough and for doing this LP stuff. It's gonna be a fun time. Real quick before we go, there's the door that we had to use our stasis on, and that's the door that we came out of over there. I love that so much. That makes the areas feel connected to each other and tied together. I love that so much. Ugh, this game is so good. Yeah, real quick. Thanks for watching and joining me on this adventure. I hope that you guys will come back and join me for the later parts. If you want to keep up with me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links will be in the description. And yeah, take care, you guys, and I'll see you in the next part.